For today's Cyber CEO episode,
Elizabeth helps us bring that time back to us, saved so much time.
I realized truly that by leveraging our business with somebody who's better skilled at doing some of the things that we struggle with, we're really truly giving that time back to us. One of the things that we were spending a lot of time on, the two of us, was social media and marketing. We could be out there doing so much other things. And that's a perfect example of where she stepped in and helped us with that, giving us that time back. Just knowing that if I'm in the car driving to a showing and I need something done immediately, she's literally there to take care of it on the back end. And
She's so positive. She's so caring.
so leveraging with a Cyberbacker has been totally worth it in our business.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here in Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have very special guests on the show. Gira Payal, how are you ladies doing today?
We're wonderful. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful as well. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate you being on the show. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourselves. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what are your roles in the business?
So we are obviously the Keller Williams Legacy Group, Legacy Realty in Orlando. We have our own team, the 𝗙ecie Group. So Gira here is the rainmaker. I'm the team owner with her, and we have 6 agents. And now our admin, which is our Cyberbacker, who helps us run the team.
Also, how long have you been in the real estate business?
So I have been in the real estate business for about 17 years now, on and off. And Payal has been, 6?
6 years for me, part-time 4, and then I just became full-time 2 years ago.
Ooh, but still a lot of experience between the both of you.
A lot of experience.
Yes, tons of that. So how about working with someone virtual though? Just like what you're doing now with your Cyberbacker. Is this your first time to do it?
Yes. So
First
working
go.
with somebody virtually, yes, it is definitely our first time. We work with our buyer, our clients virtually. We've done that. We've helped buy and sell homes virtually where they're in a different country or a different state. But having our admin as a virtual assistant, that's definitely a first for us.
So how was the transition though? Because I know in real estate, we're all kind of used to working with people that we can meet or people in the office. Now everything's going a bit more virtual. So was it a big change for you and your business?
So actually, because like Gira said, this was our first ever experience with any kind of a virtual hire. We were skeptical about how the whole thing was going to work. But honestly, I think it's been the smoothest transition ever, because we sometimes forget that our Cyberbacker is in a different country. We work so well together. She's on our time schedule. We have an amazing system where we communicate daily, really like minute by minute if we need something, and she's there. So it's just like having somebody sitting right next to us in the office.
Only difference is you don't see her physically there in the office. That's the only thing, right?
Right.
Yes.
We
Now,
feel her though.
there we go. The feeling of
Yes.
having her there. Now,
Yes.
how were you introduced to the idea of virtual leverage then through Cyberbacker?
So we had heard about Cyberbacker, through different people, but we actually met Cyberbacker through family reunion at one of our conferences. And we wanted to find out more about it. We were already thinking of hiring a virtual assistant, just not specific to who that was going to be, right? Which company. And so we went and we met with Cyberbacker when you guys were there at the conference, and we loved everything about it. So we set up an interview, and long story short, here we are.
That's where it all started, family reunion. So
Yes.
you were able to see those little iPads on those mannequins there, talking to
Yes.
our cyberbackers there. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
So going into that, talking with Cyberbacker, initial meetings, what were the things that you needed help with before you got partnered with us?
Goodness, lots of things. So our main things that we really needed help with were our systems, getting our systems in. We had them, but we just needed them put in writing, right? Like just have like a playbook. That was one. Transaction management was another. And then a little bit of marketing, so creating flyers, a little bit of social media help. So those were the main things that we needed help with. The main being transaction management.
All right, so transaction coordination, a lot of systems here and there. Now, that's the main focus of your cyberbacker. But aside from those, what other tasks do you have her do for you in the business?
So I can take that. So perfect example. This year, what we want to go big with is our events. We have already scheduled all of our big events for the year, all of our micro events for the year. And our cyberbacker is already hands-on helping us to do everything with those events, marketing, social media, creating flyers. It's just been a huge wealth of information that she brings to the table with all the resources she has to be able to get these events up, going, and hopefully successful.
Right, so transaction management, the systems, also the events. Now, I'm just assuming here, you mentioned that you spoke with Cyberbacker Family Reunion, so that's probably around February last year. So, started with Cyberbacker around March. So going on your first year then.
Yes.
Before you got partnered with Elizabeth, by the way, you're a cyberbacker, you're awesome cyberbacker. You went through our whole... Yeah. Now, how was the hiring process? Talking to the cyberbacker team, tons of interviews through Zoom. How did that all experience go?
So it was pretty simple. It was very easy. We loved it. The main thing we loved about it was we didn't have to worry about any of the back screening. So that saved a lot of time. All the information was given to us. Here's all, this is something about Elizabeth. This is something about so-and-so. This is something. So obviously we had to do our research on just reading what about each person. And then we were given all the pre-videos of each person, just them talking to us about them. So that was great because now we could kind of match the personalities of who we are to the person that we wanted to bring onto the team, and just eliminating all of that work that we would have had to do on our own if we were to hire somebody, saved so much time, and really helped the transition be a lot smoother.
Really there, just transition. Now, going into that though, the hiring process, were you looking for a specific set of skills in a cyberbacker, or let's say qualifications before you partnered with them?
Absolutely. We were. So the biggest thing I think was that they had to match the culture, the personality, and they had to fit us. That was bigger than anything else. We just had to kind of be like that, right? So all the other skills you can teach,
True.
But if you don't gel well together, it's not going to work, right? So I think that was something that we were looking for. And then all the other stuff, right? Like detail oriented and all that other extra things that you need in your admin. We were also looking for that. But the biggest thing was that our personalities had to match. And I'll tell you something about our cyberbacker, Elizabeth. She's exactly like us. She is exactly like us. If she cannot figure something out, she will do whatever it takes to go and find those answers. She'll go to other cyberbackers that she has made friends with. She'll go back to her head backer. She'll go and find the answer and come back to us and like, here you go. And it's great because this is exactly how we are. This is exactly how we are. So it's nice to see that, we have that help and support.
And actually, I feel like we sometimes learn from her.
Yes.
Because we may have a certain way of how we think we want something executed.
Yes.
But she brings this whole different view because of what, who she's talking to and maybe discussing with all the people that she works with on a daily basis back in the back end of the Cyberbacker. So she brings all these ideas to us and we're like, you know what? Yeah, let's try it. I think it's fantastic. So it does work well, but she does have that same mindset as us, which really, really helps.
So basically, Elizabeth is really a team player then, a part of the team who's always all in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's how she's introduced to all of our clients from day one.
Right.
So when we work with any client, buyer, or seller, we always introduce her in the emails and the texts so that they know that they will be talking to Elizabeth, who is an extension of Gira and myself. So there's no surprises when they get an email from Elizabeth and they are wondering who that is. So
okay, so really part of the team. Now, during the recruitment process, I mean the hiring process, how does Elizabeth fit in there? How did you make the final decision to partner with her? Because again, you can't really see the skills basically just through the Zoom interview, right? You just get to talk to her. So how did you get to the final decision to partner with her?
So I think we had, I think we just kind of loved her from the day one when we talked to her during our interview.
And she wasn't the first one.
No, she wasn't. So we did go through a few other people, potential candidates as well. And I think we were supposed to hire, and we had hired somebody else, which is another thing that I love about the whole hiring process that Cyberbacker has, because they saw that they were not a fit for us, beforehand. And they gave us a call and said, this is not going to work for you for obvious reasons, or various reasons. And so I appreciate that. I really appreciate that that it could have been worse if we would have already been in transition, working together, and then it would have been a bigger problem. But in terms of Elizabeth, I think that, after hiring, we have that period where I think, 60 days, 90 days, where you are able to tell whether this person is the right fit for you. And then you can always go back to your head backer, growth backer, yes. I think growth backer. Yes. And let them know, that this is not working. But the other thing is that your backer is constantly on top of you. How is it going? There's the emailing, texting, calling constantly. How is it going? Where are we at? Are you okay? They're always checking up on you, right? So, and that is something that we also appreciated, because if we had any issues during her transition, during her training that was provided by Cyberbacker, if there was anything that was missing, we were asked, what is it that you need? What kind of training should we provide to her? So it's very specific. And that is really awesome, that we don't even have to do, the initial training. It's all done for us. So,
and I think, just to add, I think I remember for me, the reason we picked Elizabeth, going back to your question, was one of the questions we asked her in the interview, which we asked all the people we interviewed. What are your plans? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Why do you want to do this? Right? What does her being a cyberbacker mean to her? Some of the people couldn't answer. It was just another job for them. For her, this was a growth opportunity. Obviously, a lot of other opportunities to be flexible, be with her kids, but a growth opportunity for her. And she was able to go into depth about it. And that to us was, okay, well, let's grow together. We want to grow. How can we help you grow? And I think that really sealed the deal for us, because at that point, when we realized that she also has that growth mindset, we knew that she would be willing to accept any kind of feedback, negative or positive. And she's been fantastic. Even when we do have feedback where she needs to make changes, she takes it positively.
Right.
I think that's a good thing about having someone who's very growth minded. That's having an asset to your business already, right? Someone who can take positive or constructive criticism, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, almost to your first year with Elizabeth, working with your cyberbacker. Now, would you say that partnering with a cyberbacker then is a good investment for any kind of business, not just real estate? What do you think?
Absolutely. 100%. I think that it's really, really up to you, up to us, right? So the advantages are, first of all, you save a lot of time, right? The whole idea is to get that time back that what we need to do, which is to lead gen and bring in more clients, right? So that Elizabeth helps us bring that time back to us, but it's on us. It's really on us to utilize that time properly. So a lot of times, people may say, well, it's expensive. I can't afford a admin or a cyberbacker or a virtual assistant. But it's really how you look at it and how you take that time that you get back and where you invest it in and what you do with it, right? So if you utilize it the right way, then yeah, you're going to see the return on your investment. And we're definitely seeing that.
Mm-hmm. And I think it is all about leverage, right? Which I understand now. When I first joined Keller Williams or became a realtor in general, I came from a completely different healthcare career. So I never understood the whole concept of leveraging. Now being in the real estate world, I realized truly that by leveraging our business with somebody who's better skilled at doing some of the things that we struggle with,
right.
We're really truly giving that time back to us. One of the things that we were spending a lot of time on, the two of us, was social media and marketing. We could be out there doing so much other, so many other things. And that's a perfect example of where she stepped in and helped us with that, giving us that time back. So leveraging with a cyberbacker has been totally worth it in our business.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of virtual leverage, because there are a lot of things to be done in any kind of business, but you don't have to do them all. Sometimes 24 hours isn't enough. Why not leverage that off to someone else that can do it in the time, and you can go create more business for the business, right?
And I think do it better, right? Because all of us are good at something. We're not all good at everything.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
Absolutely agree. Now, talk to me about the partnership then that you have with Elizabeth. I know for a fact that communication is very important, but how important or how vital is communication in a virtual partnership, just like what you have with Elizabeth?
Communication is the key to, I feel like, every relationship that you have, right? Every relationship. So, with Elizabeth, it's super important, right? First of all, we can't just, get up and go see her, right? It's all virtually. However, there's so many avenues these days and how we can communicate with her. So we do a lot of that. In our case, via WhatsApp group chat. And it's the three of us on there. We do a lot of Zoom calls, and we get on Zoom calls together, and we'll just get on, and she's doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And that's our time we're working on different things, yet the same thing, but we can ask each other questions right there and get stuff done. So we have time set up to, do things like that. So I think, I don't know if you wanted to add something to that, but I think that's how we communicate. We check in every morning. She checks in with us every morning. She shares her calendar with us. We share our calendar. So we know exactly where she is at what time of the day. In the evenings when she's getting ready to log off, she's letting us know. Mm-hmm. And throughout the day, we're like constantly talking to each other. So, I don't know how much easier it can get, to be honest with you. And when we need to, we just pick up the phone and give her a call, like, hey, I need this. Can you help me? Mm-hmm. Or video call her, right? So,
and I do feel like, in having a partnership be successful and continue to be successful, right? We all have to compromise. We all have to give a little, take a little. But she's a total team player. There's times when she's working way past her time, and we actually have to yell at her and tell her, stop texting us because we're not going to respond, and I truly appreciate that about her. She's truly a hard worker, and being in real estate, it's a daily hustle and grind. It's not an easy job, but just knowing that if I'm in the car driving to a showing and I need something done immediately, she's literally there to take care of it on the back end. And
Mhm.
I think that just is a stepping stone for a successful partnership to begin with. And we hope to continue it with her for many years to come, hopefully.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
So-
Continued success is what you mentioned. Now, one last
Absolutely.
question while I have you ladies here. Obviously, once we have this out, Elizabeth's going to be able to listen and watch this once we have it online. So we would like to know, what do you like most about Elizabeth? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about your Cyberbacker?
Oh my gosh, so many things. So many things. But I
We'll both have to chime in, but you
Yeah.
go first.
yes. So I'd probably say it's just her upbeat personality, always smiling, always she's so positive, she's so caring. She is constantly, if one of us is not feeling well, or one of us, we mention something, she's constantly checking up on us. So it's not just about the relationship with our, and our partnership with our business, but it's beyond that. She's created that, beyond that. So she's just a very, very genuine, and she's just become part of our family. We just love her. And I just love, she's just like a sunshine. Like she puts something on the text and it's like just brightens my day. So that's what I feel about her.
Mhm. I think obviously Gira has said so much. I agree with all of that. I think she's got a lot of great qualities, because we are where we are with her this far along because of the qualities that she has, right? Otherwise we would have probably moved on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the biggest characteristics she has is that she's flexible and she's open to feedback, which is so huge when you're in any kind of business, right? If she's not willing to make changes based on what we're asking her to do, the relationship isn't going to move forward, as it is in any relationship, right?
Mhm.
But I really, really do love that about her. And the other part is that we learn from her too, know? So I think that goes both ways. And she knows that if she brings up a new concept to us, we are open-minded about it, and we're not going to just shut it off because we want to hear what she has to say. So, and she's very creative, way more creative than I will ever be. So she can make our events beautiful forever, and I will be okay with it. So yeah, we truly, truly respect and love Elizabeth.
Now, it
Yes,
seems to
wow.
me you've already found your perfect Cyberbacker in Elizabeth. We're very excited to see the continued success, of course, of your partnership with her and Cyberbacker. Something exciting to look forward to this year. Again, ladies, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you. I hope we can get you back here maybe in the next few months. We can check back on you and Elizabeth again.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love that. And this has been fun. So thank you for having us.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.